Man, women just get so twisted about the scale. They let it just run their lives. They let it dictate their mood. They let it dictate their happiness with their physique when it has nothing to do with your physique. The scale does not tell you what your body composition is going to look like. It doesn't tell you what you're going to look like. And you're not after a number. You want your body to change. You're after a look. If you're saying, okay, I want to be more toned, or I want to be leaner, I want some muscle definition, just getting to a lower number on the scale is not going to get you that. I mean, you could lose 15, 20 pounds, but that doesn't mean that you're going to look defined. If you think about it, because the scale only tells you your total mass, that's the total mass of everything that makes up your body. So that's every organ, all of your skin, which is an organ, all of your water mass, all of the food mass that's still in your digestive tract. It's all of your muscle, it's all of your bones, all of your ligaments, it's everything. All of your body fat, it's everything combined. So that's what the scale is telling you. Your water mass is going to fluctuate every day. Your food mass is going to fluctuate every day. But you're not going to be able to tell if your body fat percentage is going up or down on a day-to-day basis. Yet women weigh themselves, and if the number is up, they think, oh my God, I've messed everything up, or I've gained weight, meaning they mean body fat. But if gaining weight is different than body fat. Gaining weight just means your total mass. And remember that includes all of those pieces to the puzzle, not body fat. So when you weigh in, you have to remind yourself, this is not telling me what my body fat is doing. It's literally impossible. The only way that you can tell what's happening with your body fat when it comes to the scale is if you're looking at the average of your weight each week, and then you're noting the trend over several weeks. If 4 to 6 weeks goes by and you're trending down, it's safe to say that the weight being lost is coming from predominantly body fat. If you're resistance training, that's true. If you're not resistance training, more of that weight being lost is going to be coming from muscle tissue, which you don't want. But you can't look at the scale on any given day and say, I gained weight, body fat, or lost weight, body fat. Like that's not true. You can't read it that way. What's more telling is when you look in the mirror, or you try on a pair of clothes periodically, or you're doing measurements, because as those change, that's telling you more about what's happening with your body fat. And here's another thing. What you want, if you want to have like a toned, muscular, lean physique, you want to weigh the most you possibly can. You want the scale number to be as high as possible while lean. If I look back from years ago when I had a lot more muscle on me, I would end my dieting phase, like when I felt really lean, I would get down to about 140, and it was really hard to get down to that, but I had a lot of muscle and I was lean. Last couple years at least, I've been walking around at like 125, a little bit over that. Don't have as much muscle. It is not a good thing. I'm not happy about the fact that I weigh so much less. Being a lower number on the scale does not bring me happiness. I look at that and I'm like, this is a problem that I need to fix because I want to have as much muscle as I can. So the way that you want to look at it is how you feel and what you look like should always have the final say, regardless of what the scale says. If you're stepping on the scale, doesn't matter what that number is. Look in the mirror, look at how your clothes fit, think about how you feel and how you look, and then decide from there, do I look the way that I want? No? Do I want more muscle? Okay, now I need to focus on building muscle. I'm gonna ignore the scale and I'm gonna do what I need to do to build muscle. We need, as women especially, men too, but as women especially, because the scale has unfortunately been like the end-all be-all tool that people have used to gauge, you know, how lean they are, and it's one of the worst metrics that you can really use for that. So women especially would really benefit, honestly. They would benefit from either using the scale on a consistent basis, but looking at it as just data and understanding what the scale does and doesn't actually tell us, and being able to read it correctly, not incorrectly, or don't use the scale at all. I've had many clients that have chosen not to use the scale, either on their own accord or my suggestion. And when getting rid of the scale allows you to focus on the tasks at hand, like to focus on the things that are actually going to change your physique, if you can do that without the distraction of the scale, do it. Because again, the scale is not telling you, it's just telling you what your total mass is that day or that hour. And by the way, if you just weigh yourself like 17 times in a day, you're gonna get different numbers, because again, it's not telling you what's happening with your body fat or your muscle. It's not telling you anything about your body composition in the short term. So again, if you're looking to build your physique, or your dream physique, do not let the scale hold you hostage. Do not just try to stay a low number. You will not reach your goals if you do that. You want to try to weigh the most you possibly can and be lean, which might require you to do a concerted building phase for a long period of time, gain weight on the scale, gaining muscle and body fat, but then down the road when you cut again, you want, when you're lean at that point, you want to be sitting high on the scale, because that means that you're lean and you have a lot of muscle.